Ladies and gentlemen, today we are looking at a 1935 Ford 5-window coupe that started as elegant pre-war American metal and came back with a supercharged LS1 V8. This is not a quiet Sunday cruiser. This is the kind of hot rod that makes fuel, chrome and poor planning feel reasonable. The roots of this build go back to the 1935 Ford Model 48, produced in the United States by Ford during the Great Depression. Buyers needed value, but they still wanted pride in the driveway, so Ford wrapped its V8 identity in a cleaner, more modern body. The 5-window coupe became one of those shapes that aged better than most politicians' promises. Compact cabin, long hood, upright attitude, and enough elegance to look respectable before doing something irresponsible. This custom coupe is believed by the seller to have been built using an original Henry Ford all-steel 5-window body. Steel is not just material, it is credibility with hinges. Fiberglass rods can be great, but original steel carries history and mechanical honesty. The Clean Idaho title lists it as a 1935 Ford, so the identity stays tied to the year that gave the body its soul. Nobody at Ford in 1935 planned for a supercharged 6-liter LS1, Wilwood disc brakes, a rebuilt automatic, or a Ford 9-inch rear end with a 4-limited slip differential. If someone had suggested that, the accountant would have fainted into a stack of invoices. It takes yesterday's transportation and gives it tomorrow's bad ideas. My friend Timmy calls that engineering, which is worrying, because he once put Christmas lights under a bar stool and claimed he had invented air suspension. The seller acquired the car in 2022, and by then it was far more than a restoration. The body was smooth, the firewall cleaned up, the hood received custom portholes, and the doors were converted to poppers. The main event is the supercharged 6-liter. That equals about 348 cubic inches or 5,700 cubic centimeters, and it turns this pre-war coupe into something Ford engineers of the 1930s could only understand after a long lunch. The LS1 is loved because it is compact, strong, tunable, and reliable when built properly. The engine is connected to a 704 automatic transmission, rebuilt in 2022 according to the seller. Power then goes to a Ford 9-inch rear end with 4 limited slip gearing. That combination says this coupe was not built only to pose. A Ford 9-inch is a classic hot rod choice because it is strong and widely supported, while the 4 ratio should make the car feel eager from low speed. The suspension is modernized. Up front, the coupe uses a Heights Super Ride front end, giving it independent suspension and more modern steering geometry than any stock 1935 Ford could offer. At the rear, a 4-link setup and adjustable coilovers help control the axle under acceleration. The car rides on staggered Budnick alloy wheels with mixed tires. Exact dimensions are not provided, so we will not invent them like Timmy invents. Reasons for missing rent. The body has 2-tone paintwork, custom hood vents, a roll-down back window, mirror integrated signals, and a flush fuel filler. There are no wipers, meaning this Ford prefers dry weather. Inside, bucket seats sit beside a body color console, and the dashboard is finished in the same lower body shape. Vintage air adds comfort, a kicker sound system adds entertainment, and a Hurst shifter gives the cabin the right mechanical attitude. Green lap belts add color. A Budnick steering wheel sits on a tilt column. Classic instruments gauges fill the dash, and power windows are fit. The design philosophy of this 1935 Ford 5-window coupe is simple. Keep the silhouette that made people fall in love with pre-war Fords, then hide enough modern hardware underneath to make the original engineers spill their coffee. The body still has that classic coupe proportion, short cabin proud hood, rounded roofline, and the famous 5-window layout that gives the car its nickname and its personality. The smoothing work gives it a cleaner custom look without erasing the 1935 identity. The shaved firewall, popper-operated doors, flush fuel filler, and custom hood portholes all push the car into serious show, rod territory. It is not stock, and it does not pretend to be. It wears two-tone paint like a tailored suit, except this suit probably smells like premium fuel and questionable decisions. Inside, the cabin follows the same idea. The bucket seats, painted console, vintage air system, classic instruments, gauges, kicker audio, and Hurst shifter turn the car into a usable modern cruiser. It is old school in shape, but not old school in suffering. Timmy says real classics should be uncomfortable, but Timmy also slept in a parts washer after his 3rd divorce. So we do not use him as a comfort benchmark. The lack of wipers is the one detail that reminds us this coupe is not trying to be a daily driver. This is a fair weather machine, the kind of car you take out when the road is dry, the sky is clear, and your neighbor Bob is busy covering his router in aluminum foil to stop aliens from updating his printer. Compared with a stock 1935 Ford Coupe, this machine is almost a different species. The original Ford cars were quick for their time. The LS1 Supercharger, automatic Mustang-style front end, 4-link rear suspension, coilovers, and Wilwood brakes create a car that should accelerate, steer, and stop far beyond anything Ford sold in 1935. Against fiberglass-bodied hot rods, the believed original all-steel Henry Ford body gives this coupe extra appeal. Steel-bodied 5-window coupes are desirable because they combine real pre-war heritage with the freedom of custom building. The market often rewards that balance, authenticity in the shell, modern confidence in the chassis, and enough polish to park proudly at a show without needing a speech from a nervous politician. It respects the past by keeping the unmistakable Ford coupe shape, but it refuses to live in the past. It has the stance, the sound, the hardware, and the attitude of a machine built by someone who understood that nostalgia is better when it can light up the rear tires. It is not perfect, and that is part of the charm. The driver's window is stuck. A spare regulator is included, and there are no wipers, but those details make it feel real. This is not a museum statue, this is a street rod with a pulse, a supercharger, and probably a few stories it should not tell in front of children. As for price, only the sale listing context is provided here, not a final auction result, original build cost, or verified current average. So we will not invent numbers. My advice, if you buy something like this, check the weather, check the brakes, and never let Timmy adjust the supercharger after 2 beers. And if Bob says the car is too loud, just tell him it is not noise minus it is American history clearing its throat. Subscribe to the channel and like the video because machines like this need witnesses. Every like also protects classic cars from toxic neighbors who think original condition means never washing anything after 1987.